What species of bees live at Weaver Lake Elementary?
Importance of bees. If bees don't pollinate, then we will not get 1/3 of the food we eat. Every 1 in 4 bites of food you eat is pollinated by bees.
Some other pollinators are butterflies, flies, hummingbirds, bats, moths, mosquitoes, flower beetles, and pollen wasps.
Native bees. Sweat bees, mason bees, bumblebees are all important because they pollinate almost all of the flowers in Minnesota, and they are native to different places in Minnesota. And then we get different foods that only come from Minnesota.
Our investigation.
Procedures. First, we caught the bee. Then we held the bowl part of the container over the bee, and when the bee flew up, we slid the lid under. Next, our science teacher froze the bee for 24 hours, 1,440 minutes. Then we pinned the bee, and then we created a graph for our class and the 5th grade. Then we identified the bee. It was a bumblebee.
Results. In our class, we found 8 honeybees and 8 bumblebees. For the whole grade, there was 34 bumblebees, 21 honeybees, 3 metallic green, 2 Seratina, 1 sweat bee, 1 Melisodes megachile, 1 clicker highways. We found that we doubled the types of bees from last year.
Threats to pollinators. Pesticides can be a threat to pollinators because some pesticides infect the bee and then it can't find its way home and eventually die. Varroa mites. Varroa mites attack honeybee hives, and the parasitic mite weakens the bee by sucking the bee's blood, and eventually the bee dies.
Advocacy. You can plant bee-friendly flowers such as wild lilac, sweet clover, alfalfa, and thistle. Also, put fresh water in a bowl in your yard for the bees to drink.
Made by Jay and
Samim.
Credits.